Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? Today we're going to be talking about Celestia. What is up with Celestia? Let's talk about it. All right. Pretty much there was a big token unlock, which in general, right, not always, in general, drives price down and pretty much always scares people away, right? Because if there's more tokens circulating, it's gonna take more money to uphold a certain price. Now, listen, guys, right? There's pretty much been 175 million tokens were unlocked, right? Which is amounting to 44% of the circulating supply, right? So a lot of tokens got unlocked, but when we look at Celestia right now, you know, it hasn't really affected the price that much yet. Now, I think personally, based off the price I've seen, is that we've had a very, very strong pump, pretty much back in February. And I think just simply investors knew what's going to be happening with this token, right? And any coin, first of all, that goes from $2.30 to $20 in a span of just a couple months at 10x, with no real market structure behind it, is usually going to fall kind of heavy, right? Because if we look at the weekly, we can see, right, there's a decent amount of imbalance, not everywhere. When we look at the 2 weekly, there's a good amount of imbalance. On the monthly, it's just a couple candles straight buys. And what happens, right, is with these markets, when price kind of goes like this, right, very rapidly fast, it can kind of decline pretty fast too. Sometimes it goes down like this too, but there's no real structure. There's not too much structure because the gaps here, right, the imbalance here where it goes up really fast, it's kind of like, how do I say it? Like, it's kind of like a blank spot in a way. There's no real big structure there. And that's what kind of Celestia also had, right, from a technical analysis standpoint. And we can see, you know, I believe personally that's why Celestia also got impacted, right? Because it never really had a real, true foundation and support. And, obviously everything sold off, right? And Celestia had to find its kind of ground. And I believe we did find it, right? At this current moment, it's kind of ranging between, I would say, mm, $4 and $6. If I actually draw it up better for you guys more properly, we could see, right, something like this range, and something like this range. I do think overall a reversal is coming soon, but because of the token unlocks and because of the structure it's in, it would not surprise me if Celestia comes and retests this $4 area, right? $4.10 area one more time before trying to make, you know, kind of like, certain highs based off this resistance, consolidate on top of it, and then kind of push above it. That's what I think is going to happen with Celestia personally, right? Based off the structure, based off everything I see, right? A little bit more sell-offs before it kind of consolidates, starts making way up. That's what I think is going to happen. Obviously, you could be that person that's anxious about getting, just getting in. You could just buy now. You could still buy now. I do think overall this token still does have a future, right? I do think it has a future. I do think we can still hit like easily $50 on a very conservative end, right? So you'd still get a 10x, which, at the end of the day, 10x is a 10x, right? Even if we go do the Fibonacci tool, right? Take it from the top to the relevant bottoms. All right, we could see on a conservative level that it's kind of around that $30 range, right? On a more moderate level, in a way, it is on a 43, and according to Fibonacci, on a higher level, it's in the 60s. So for me, getting in between these two ranges would be the most ideal in terms of sells, just based off the top of my head, right? The market cap would have to be roughly 20 billion, which I think for a coin like this is very, very doable, especially with more money coming to the market. So for me, a $50 range is more like the sweet zone, right? It could do worse, it could do better. If I had to choose one, I think it would do a little bit better than the $50, than a little bit worse. But only time will tell, right? We're obviously going to see more structure, how it plays out, the timing of the structure, and we'll see. But for me, $50 Celestia, pretty realistic.